History came to life as an original Tuskegee Airman from World War II came to Rock Island Arsenal and shared his story of pride, struggle, and accomplishments of one of this nation's greatest Army air units. Don Elder, who served as an aircraft mechanic for the P-47 aircraft with the 99th Fighter Squadron 7 decades ago, proved to be pretty popular with attendees as he was the guest speaker February 4th to support African American Black History Month, which was sponsored by the Army Sustainment Command.
It's amazing that people could have that kind of anger or that kind of discrimination against somebody just because they were a different color, even though they were pulling the same missions as the white soldiers or the white officers.
The accomplishments of the Tuskegee Airmen, named after the Army airfield where they trained in Alabama, are second to none. For example, they were the first black men in the U.S. military to serve in aviation-related career fields. Their mission was to escort bombers in European war zones. All totaled, there were 19,000 Tuskegee Airmen, with about 300 of the original class still alive. Elder, along with other Tuskegee Airmen, received the nation's highest civilian award in 2007 from President George Bush. Other recipients include Walt Disney, Dr. Martin Luther King, Jackie Robinson, and the Wright brothers, to name a few.
Well, certainly it is a great honor to have been finally recognized to be among such a group of people. So when you say, what does it feel like? I just feel humbled, feel honored, the fact that we were selected to be in that group. And as I said earlier, I think that I could attest to the kinds of things we did at the time. Certainly it was without fanfare, but more importantly, we had no one to turn to other than within ourselves. So we just feel that we did what was necessary.
Equal opportunity events like this are held throughout the year across the Army to provide a better understanding of all Americans to the service and the workforce.
A lot of knowledge of actually what happened in World War II, the struggles that they had to come through, and what really amazed me is the programs that he have out there for the children for the future today and how young they are starting out.
While civil rights have improved since the 1940s, Elder told attendees how racism and bigotry thrived in America and its military during his war service.
During that time, they had some 5,000 German prisoners of war at Asbury, Indiana. The greatest experience I had was the prisoners of war were treated much better than us at Asbury, Indiana. They slept in the barracks, and we slept in tents across the road. That was my introduction to the military of the United States.
But he did live to see milestones in race relations, which brought greater equality to African Americans in the military and the populace at large. But there is still work to do.
As the President has said, and maybe I think this as well, just an open conversation amongst people that feel comfortable talking to each other. Like they say, one of the most segregated organizations we're still in is the church. So if we can just feel comfortable about being amongst each other, everything will work. It'll just fall into place.
After the war, Elder went on to a distinguished aviation career with Rockwell International lasting 33 years. Despite retiring there and then from other future positions in Ohio and Texas, his life still includes public service to help today's youth, a group he calls the future generation. And next month, he and other Tuskegee Airmen plan to make a trip to Iraq to visit with wounded U.S. troops. I'm John Connor for the Army Sustainment Command Public Affairs Office at Rock Island Arsenal.